I go on a vacation for literally a week and all hell breaks loose on the internet. Why am I not surprised? What's up, you guys? It's Lo, Beauty Demon, and we are back to talk about internet BS. We are, of course, continuing the Trisha Paytas saga because I just feel like I have to kind of wrap up the entire shenanigans that have been going on the past week. If you are returning, thank you for coming back, and if you're new, welcome. If you have not already, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon so you get a notification every time I post, because I do not have a regular upload schedule. I'm really working on that. I took a little vacation. I was watching stuff happen on the internet, but I really wasn't engaging too much, maybe a little bit. But I wanted to come on here and share all my thoughts and my opinions of the multiple videos that Trisha Paytas has posted over the last week and a half. And before we jump into this very condensed version of the drama that's been happening, I want to remind you all to please don't send anybody that I talk about in this video any hate, negativity, nothing like that. These are just my thoughts and my opinions based on what I am seeing and hearing play out on the internet. So if you have anything to say, instead of sending a mean, horrible message or comment that person's way, just shoot your opinion down in the comments below. That's what they're there for. And with that, let's get into all of this. Okay, so my last video feels like it was a year ago because it actually was talking about the Trisha Paytas meltdown on Twitter. Doesn't that seem like such a long time ago? Well, the next day, Trisha actually posted a video that was about 45 minutes long, I think. I don't know. And it was called Addressing Things. And this video was basically just a more calm version of everything they said in their 8-video Twitter rant. They doubled down on it. They said they felt like they were forced to make this video anyway. But of course, all of the hate that they were getting, had stemmed from the shut up bitch. I'm sorry, I still think that's funny. From that clip. Sorry, I was still laughing at Ethan's reaction to that, not at what they actually said. Anyway, so Trisha maintains that anytime Ethan or anybody talks about her, it just results in the H3 subreddit coming at them. Trisha says that anytime anybody has ever asked them to stop talking about them, they have, except for we all know what Donna texted Moses, asking Moses and Trisha to stop talking about H3 and Gila and everything. And what did Trisha do? Trisha didn't stop. Trisha made countless TikToks, YouTube videos, tweets, Instagram posts. Hell, Trisha was even going live on Facebook. I didn't even know that Facebook had long-form live streaming content. And I think it's because people just weren't looking for Trisha on Facebook. Because before this, Trisha had not posted on that Facebook since 2018. And of course, the big part of this is that Trisha misspoke about a teacher that they are alleging essayed them while they were in school. Trisha has said this person's name multiple times. I'm not saying this person's name on my channel because this person is not here to defend themselves. We have no idea what happened. The only two people that know what happened is Trisha and this teacher, and now this teacher's gone, so really only Trisha knows. Regardless of that, Trisha blames the H3 subreddit and all of this when it's really Trisha, you dared people to Google stuff that you were saying was true. So when people went and verified this and it wasn't true, that resulted in a lot of backlash for you. So you have to own up to that. This is your own doing. This isn't just stuff that's appearing out of nowhere. This is a result of your own words that you've put out in videos. Now, do I think Trisha lied specifically? No. And initially, I think Trisha did misspeak. But when it started becoming brought to their attention that this was not true, and there were instances for a while where Trisha was like, no, it's true, then that's where it starts to become a little bit more lie-ish because you still haven't verified this. Eventually, Trisha said they're just not going to talk about this, which kind of seems just I don't know, in terms maybe kind of abusive behavior where you're fine, I'm just not going to talk about this anymore. But when you say things with such assertion and conviction, it does lead people to believe that you are being truthful and that you are backing up what you say. So I think in that sense, Trisha did believe what they were saying. They just really hadn't taken the steps to verify this. This does not excuse Trisha misspeaking about somebody without verified facts, saying that they had been arrested and fired for these things. That doesn't excuse any of that. That is very wrong. Do I think it is really my place to question somebody else's essay, story, allegations? No. Do I fault people for Googling something that Trisha literally told them to Google in multiple videos? No, I don't. And Trisha did blame the H3 subreddit for doxing this person when it's Trisha, you are actually the person that doxed them. Now, I have gone through the H3 subreddit around that time, and there were several posts that were critical of Trisha, because I could even see 6 months before, when the Frenemies podcast was still thriving and going strong, people were already tired of Trisha. They wanted Trisha gone. The H3 audience has never been a huge fan of them, but there were a few repetitive comments that I would see. One was, if Trisha doesn't like what we're saying in this subreddit, why does Trisha continuously come here? If this place isn't good for your mental health, then block it. Valid point from the H3 subreddit. Another comment that I saw several times from many different users was, I started watching H3 because Trisha was on Frenemies, but after watching all of this stuff go down, I'm not a Trisha fan anymore. I am more of an H3 fan. So when Ethan and a lot of the H3 crew and audience say, this is actually Trisha's fans that are pretty upset, I am seeing a lot of evidence that that is the case. A lot of their fans have decided, look, I'm not putting up with this shit. I think maybe it's they're seeing more like well-adjusted creators and they're like, I'm jumping ship. Trisha also maintains that H3 crew members and Ethan and Hila themselves actually moderate the H3 subreddit, which a lot of the Redditors were like, no, they don't. I think Trisha has a very skewed idea of what happens on Reddit. There's not a lot of people here monitoring what we say. And in a subreddit with like, what, 45K members, that is really hard to moderate. But they are all listed as moderators. Insider even did release an article, and it was written by Steven Hassan, who was involved in the Onision documentaries, so I don't really have a lot of faith in that guy. But it was an interesting enough read. I'll link it down below, and it was one of the free articles, so there's that. Something I found interesting too in this addressing things video is Trisha didn't understand why H3 didn't want to squash this beef. Trisha had squashed beefs with Nikocado and FaZe Banks. Why couldn't they squash this with Ethan? Well, it's a completely different situation, first of all. This is way more personal than whatever you had going on with Nikocado and FaZe Banks. You are marrying into this person's family. You were developing a close personal friendship. Ethan, I think, saw Trisha as a friend, or maybe kind of like, you know, as is becoming his sister. So for this, it was a lot more personal than what you did to them. The other thing is, you're not in control if people want to forgive you or not. I don't understand why YouTubers don't get this. Gabby Hanna's the same way. Doesn't understand why Jessie Smiles will forgive one person but not them. Trisha can't understand why this person will forgive them but not this person. You're not in control of that shit, honey. Trisha also in this video lays blame onto the Kleins that if something happens to them physically, whether through swatting, doxing, or whatever, that it's gonna be their fault. Not unlike, once again, the text message that Donna sent to Moses and to Trisha indirectly, that something could happen if you guys don't stop stressing the Kleins out. It's the exact same energy. But of course, you know, Trisha flipped out about that text, and now we're getting this. Through several of these videos, Trisha states they are never gonna leave the internet. That's not gonna happen. I really think Trisha does need to take a break though. Man, we're just getting started in this video, and that's already my ending conclusion there. You know, I'll just kind of pack it up now. Really, Trisha just wants people to leave them alone. Well, if you stop posting on social media, then people don't have things to comment. They don't have places to go to ridicule you and criticize you. It's not like it's rocket science. If you're not in people's faces, then they don't have anything to respond to. I don't know why this is such a hard concept for them to grasp. Now, I think a big part of this story has become Mysterious T, or Mysterious, I keep calling them Mysterious T because that's just kind of how I know them as. So Mysterious had been working on a Trisha Paytas series. I briefly mentioned it in a video, and Trisha has alluded to it in some of their videos. Now these were very, very deep dives into Trisha before they were famous, and then the second video was diving into these allegations about Trisha's teacher. These videos quickly got struck, and there was quite a bit of backlash against Mysterious T, and to be honest, I felt like the second video was in poor taste. It was very well researched, it was very well edited, and it was well executed. I just felt like it was very insensitive. Regardless of what we think Trisha's actual trauma was, it's really, I don't think it's anybody's place to speculate unless we are a jury of whether something happened. Now, like I said, I understand that Trisha did throw out these allegations with this person's name. I just don't feel that it is fair for somebody to be making an entire video dissecting it it kind of sets a dangerous precedent. Here on my channel, personally, I try to handle SA very carefully. That is why I stopped talking about Trisha for a little bit. That's why I stopped talking about Gabby and Jesse Smiles, because I feel like picking that kind of stuff apart is dangerous territory. And we don't want to be discounting people's trauma because we don't know what it is. Now, in Mysterious's video, Mysterious does say they do think Trisha has trauma, but they just don't think that it comes from where they have said it comes from. I don't really think we should be speculating that, no, I don't think it came from here, but I think it came from here. And the video did seem to very much have a bias. It did release a lot of personal information of family members of Trisha that are not on the internet. Now, because of a lot of backlash, these videos were struck by Super Bam, who is a representative of Trisha Paytas, which we will talk about that. Ethan Klein did try to step in to help Mysterious get their videos back, and I believe they did get some of them back, but then Mysterious went and privated a lot of their videos. They have put their Trisha videos back up, but the second Trisha video has actually been removed because it violated YouTube's terms of service. Now, I'm gonna say I don't dislike Mysterious as a creator. I think they deserve to, of course, have a channel. I think they are very talented and they put in a lot of time and effort, and I just think they could make so much amazing content. But I do question, what the motives were behind that initially, because it definitely had I hate to say it, it definitely had a victim blaming undertone to the entire video. But I mean, those videos are back up now. I don't really know how much Ethan Klein did end up helping behind the scenes, but the majority of them are back up. And actually, right around the same time Mysterious's videos were being taken down and struck down, Trisha actually deleted 1,300 videos from their two main channels. And I do know one was the video addressing things or addressing everything, I get confused, but this video was them defending going on the Keemstar's Mom Basement podcast. I know it's been deleted because I went to go look to see what the title was to clarify it for myself, and it was gone. So for a couple days, people were like, what is Trisha hiding? What do they not want us to see? And Trisha did actually make a video addressing why I deleted 1,300 videos. And it was because they just didn't stand behind a lot of the shit that they had on their channel. They specifically in this video a couple times called out that Courtney Stodden had called them out for a really offensive and mean impersonation that they had done of them, where it also kind of glorified an abusive situation that they were in. If you don't know who Courtney Stodden is, Courtney was a kind of like a tabloid and reality TV star when they were a minor. At the age of 16, their parents actually signed off for them to marry 51-year-old actor Doug Hutchinson. I remember when this happened, and I remember being completely grossed out and horrified that this girl who was just learning about her body and her sexuality, now Courtney goes by they, them pronouns. Courtney was just trying to impersonate what they thought a sexy adult woman would look like with a 51-year-old man. And Courtney has said it was very much a grooming situation. I actually watched Courtney on, it was like Celebrity Boot Camp they went on with their parents, and the situation is very dark and disturbing, and I always found it very gross. And now, within the past couple months, Courtney's been getting a lot of retribution against huge celebrities like Chrissy Teigen and now Trisha Paytas, who Trisha seemed very shocked by this because Trisha likes Courtney and even had Courtney on their podcast. Well, Courtney had never seen this clip and was very hurt by it, so Trisha apologized several times. Trisha deleted these videos because they didn't stand behind what that content was anymore. Back then, they would say and do anything and put these videos out for attention and money and content. Anything that they could do to get attention was fine. As I will highlight later, Trisha is still in this mindset of I will do anything for attention and money. And the other concern is Trisha never had a problem with this content being on their channel until Trisha became very aware that they're going through their Shane Dawson cancellation and people are combing through everything on their channel. So that forced Trisha to start to be like, shit, I need to comb through everything on my channel too. And the irony that Trisha is now 10 years later apologizing for videos that they posted 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. Some of these videos are probably even pretty recent. And Trisha is sitting in a custom pink Rolls Royce, apologizing and saying they feel extremely guilty about the content that they've put out. I feel like Trisha feels shame because now it's being thrown in their face, but Trisha doesn't feel enough shame to not be apologizing to us in their fucking Rolls Royce, because that's a super relatable apology. Trisha did admit that it was all awful, so we get a sliver of something there. But this is a direct quote from that video. "A lot of my old videos are not a reflection of who I was even then. I remember doing videos then just to get any sort of attention. Any attention was good attention. I just needed money and I would say and do literally whatever. I said so many things that I don't agree with." So put a pin in that. Trisha does also acknowledge that even though they deleted those videos are still out there, but they feel like because those videos are not on their channel anymore, it shows that they do not stand behind that. So at least it's some sort of step in the right direction. But that everybody has videos like that if they've been on the internet for that long. Trisha literally uses the excuse that everybody was making that kind of content, so they thought it was okay too. Now Trisha does apologize for being a shit person, literally says that. But they can't escape their past. Deleting their videos really isn't going to do that either. Trisha acknowledges that. But they thought that they were being funny. They thought that they were doing like SNL skits even though they're not Saturday Night Live. I mean, like cue any Trisha Talks clip, like you're still doing that shit. So Trisha's not changing. Trisha is saying they're changing. They're kind of changing their approach a little bit, but they're not really changing. And Trisha does say that because of their past, they are really the last person that should have been sitting on Frenemies casting judgment, and that they are quite thankful. I don't know what they're thankful for, but because they cut it off pretty quick, maybe they're thankful for this cancellation. And then 24 hours later, Trisha posts a manic video, her words, titled "Warning." Thank you for the warning, Trisha. And this was very old school Trisha. I felt like this was going back to basics for them. Instead of it being like a 2 a.m. rant in their kitchen, it was like a 10 a.m. rant in their bedroom. So we're getting a little bit of a change, but it's still kind of the same content, let's be honest. Now Trisha has picked up The Secret, you guys, and this is all about manifestation. Trisha is 19 pages into this book and is ready to give a full-on review and share with us The Secret. And Trisha has manifested everything in their life. The cars, the money, the house, everything. You guys, it's manifestation. Why haven't we known this? Why haven't we known The Secret is manifesting it all? Not making offensive, horrible videos that I make money off of. No, I manifested everything. And then Trisha has the audacity, after posting this apology video about how they felt guilty about all the horrible comments that they had made and all the things that they have said, that they have monetized and made money off of, and starts talking about this limited, very rare custom car that they want, and their local dealership didn't have it. But what happened? Trisha manifested it, and then the dealership called her, which I refuse to believe, because how would the dealership even know she wanted the car in the first place if she hadn't talked to her car dealer and said, "Hey, do you know anything about this car?" And then they called around and they found 2 of them for her. That's not manifesting, Trisha. That's you talking to a person and then them trying to make money by doing their job. Manifestation! You know, just forget all that guilt. Who cares about any of that stuff I was feeling less than 24 hours ago? And then Trisha talks about their cancellation. How did that happen? Trisha manifested it. Trisha was talking about it and putting that energy out into the world and talking about getting canceled Shane Dawson style, and what happened? Trisha manifested it. The least Trisha could do was manifest finishing this damn book before they came onto their channel and started trying to teach us all the secret. You don't even know the secret. You're 19 pages in. If you could find out the secret in 19 pages, that book would only be 19 pages. Trisha's, just gonna continue to verbally manifest all of their dreams. Trisha dreams of having children. Trisha dreams of getting a sitcom, and these are 2 big obstacles for Trisha. Trisha has 0 acting experience, and if somebody's gonna be looking at Trisha's channel for acting and they see her Trish Talks, they're gonna be like, yeah, we wanna put her on a sitcom, because you know what? Manifestation! And recent psychology has actually shown that if you talk about your goals and things that you're trying to achieve, or just things that you even wanna work on, if you talk about that stuff before you accomplish it, you're less likely to actually do it or accomplish it or to achieve that goal, because in talking about it, it's kind of tricked your brain into thinking you've already accomplished it. But you know what? Manifestation! Trisha's gonna manifest all of this, you guys. You just watch. I'm gonna shit a brick if Trisha actually gets on a sitcom. I'm gonna look stupid as fuck. But this is where it gets kind of interesting to me. Not that any of this wasn't already like interesting and bizarre to watch, but Trisha talks about her manifesting things, and Trisha says, don't think about how you achieve things, just achieve them. Don't worry about how you achieve it. This does echo what Trisha was apologizing for in their last video of, I didn't care what I was doing, I just needed money and attention. This is the same mindset of, it doesn't matter what it takes to achieve it, just achieve it. And this is extremely Machiavellian and dangerous, because really that ideology is, it doesn't matter what it takes for me to get to my success, I will do this by any means necessary. And that is what Trisha has portrayed on their channel up until now. Well, I mean, still, I would say they're still kind of doing this because they just find new things to exploit. And Trisha has portrayed this both in the past with their offensive content that they would put up. And they're telling us right now in this video that that's what The Secret's about, apparently. I haven't read The Secret, and I mean, Trisha still hasn't either, to be fair. So I guess we'll put a pin in that for now. But I mean, Trisha just talks about this life that they have now in this big house. Like, they just manifested it all. Like, they didn't make all this money off of horribly offensive stuff that they just spent time in the last video apologizing and saying that they felt guilty and that they wake up every morning with shame. I thought this video was actually going to be something profound, because Trisha did say at the beginning they figured out why everything was crumbling for them all at once. And I thought, well, maybe Trisha actually had this moment of, wow, my mental health and how I act and react to people is really what is contributing to my downfall. But no, Trisha just says they manifested it, read 19 pages of The Secret, and I figured out my life's problems. Really, all of this just reaffirms that Trisha has not changed. Trisha is not going to change, even though Trisha thinks that they've changed. Their actions really haven't. Their motives really haven't. Content of what they're putting out has changed a little bit, but how they're doing it is really the same. There's no difference from Trisha at all. So I guess we will just have to see if Trisha is going to continue to hurt other people or not. Then, on top of all of this, Trisha had been not only hitting Mysterious's videos, well, Super Bam anyway, but Super Bam had targeted Petty Page videos in the past. They had targeted other creators such as Mandapants, Van Luke 7. Several people have had videos taken down by Super Bam. Trisha posted and very quickly deleted a video that was addressed to Super Bam, saying that they were not affiliated with Super Bam, they were not responsible for these takedowns, that Super Bam was scamming them out of money because Super Bam was issuing strikes and claims on their behalf. And very quickly, Trisha deleted the video and made a tweet towards Super Bam, and then within the span of another hour, Trisha said that this was a miscommunication, that there was a miscommunication between their management and Super Bam, and everything had been resolved. Some of the videos have gone back up. I know Van Luke 7's video has been restored, and it just showed that Trisha didn't learn a damn thing from the whole teacher scenario. Trisha just spent a whole entire, 2 months being canceled for misspeaking about somebody. And then Trisha made a video misspeaking about a full-on company who she apparently had some sort of business arrangement that would be, collecting claims for her. Are we really surprised that Trisha didn't know this or forgot this though? Because Trisha actually has been donating to a charity for the last 6 years and had no idea. Trisha is completely unaware of everything that's going on around them. So now we have seen that the cycle for Trisha Paytas is just repeating. We've gone through the wash, rinse, now we're repeating. We're just going back over and over and over and over again. It's like Trisha's existence is just a Mobius strip. It's just a full-blown infinity symbol all the time. Anyway, I hope this video doesn't end up being too long. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And if you have not already, please do not forget to like and subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Laters. Bye.